Islam, 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 Islam. Praises be to Allah and honors to his prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, for the Moorish American Muslims. Ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother have given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in thy father's house. And when you separate in the world, remember the relations that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. Prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. Look, y'all, and let me share this. Let me take a read before I say anything. What is Islam? Islam is a very simple faith. It requires man to recognize his duty toward his God, Allah, his creator, and his fellow creatures. It teaches the supreme duty of living at peace with one's surrounding. It teaches the supreme duty of living at peace with one's surrounding. Now, I'm doing this video because we got to quit this arguing, Moors. I've been watching my brothers from Canada, the Canadaland Moors, back and forth with Rami, and Rami back and forth with them. But Rami, I can remember when you started under the banner of Brother Cujo and the work that Taj and them were doing, okay? So stop, brother. You know, I came on your post and I tried to put out there love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and you deleted it. So you want confusion. You want to be what you were doing a couple years ago. Why you want to know about the Supreme Grand Council? You're not a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America. That go for anyone. Why you want to know about things pertaining to the Moorish Science Temple of America and you're not here to help the Moorish Science Temple of America? That's not Islam. That's not Islamism. That's not living at peace. Why you want to speak about something that you're not even in or a part of? That goes for everyone. If you're not in the Moorish Science Temple of America, because see, we take our own money, our own fiat, our own gold, our own silver, our own foreign currency, and put it behind what we want to do in the name of Noble Drew Ali. And then you got all these slick talkers with great ideals. But they ain't gave up none of that fiat. They ain't gave up none of that currency. They haven't did anything to help the movement, but talk against the movement. Talk against the leadership. Be careful. Noble Drew Ali called these evil spirits. In the Holy Quran, it speaks about them being jinns in the flesh. Anyone who speaks against the Moorish Science Temple of America or Noble Drew Ali, they're evil. It's just that simple. That's the words of Noble Drew Ali in his warning. But we got to stop this in-house fighting. Brother Rami, do the best that you can to link in with Brother Hawkins Bay or Pray for the Ill or whatever group of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Divine and National Movement that you want to link in with. But you should quit doing videos speaking radical against Moors. You did it on me before. And I'm not mad at you. And you're not my enemy. So we got to get back on the path that Allah has set for us. Hey, y'all. So what I need y'all to do, if you're a Moorish American Muslim, Canada, those are brothers. Okay? The brothers that's with Rami in California, those are our brothers. Okay? Y'all find a way to use chapter 25 and keep the bull crap down. The bull crap got to stop today. I hear all of y'all speak about Taj, but Taj said, man, we don't need this. But y'all still bringing it. Another thing Brother Taj said is he don't look for brothers to become followers. He don't want you to be tagging along. He wants those who are thinking and saving themselves. So a brother or a couple of brothers got mad at me because I don't use RV Bay publication. And I said, they don't know Taj for real. They don't know Taj. If you know anything about Taj, Taj always loved those who thought outside of the box, even what you give him from his perspective. It can come from his perspective. I'm that one who used to raise my hand and say, well, what about this? What about that? See, a lot of y'all didn't know nothing about Freeman Hill. I can remember back when I first came into the Moorish Science Temple America, okay, before Taj was doing this, and this ain't no disrespect to Taj, we know about Taj from people like Sabir Bey, Cujo now. But there were Moors who've been teaching this, man, for many years, okay? We know about Taj from brothers like Cujo, the work he did. Sabir Bey, the work he undone. See how I can hold them up and not speak radical about them? Sabir Bey ain't no member of no Moorish Science Temple of America. Still my brother. You guys got to start doing the same thing and quit this phony kicking it, man. What happened when AR started pulling up at your door? And I'm only using that because I just got done dealing with a situation where I just seen a brother get his head blown off. Okay? Beefing. Stop for a lot. There's no way us as members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Divine National Movement, we ain't supposed to be arguing with no one. Read your chapter of What is Islam? When you get done reading the chapter of What is Islam, check out Religious Controversy. This is the Moorish Science Temple of America Divine National Movement, founded by Noble Drew Ali. He welcomed in all our families, those living in North, South, Central Americas. So how are we going to start working with our brothers from Honduras? How are we going to start working with our brothers from these different islands? But we can't work with our brother Rami, or we can't work with our Cannon Land Moors, or we can't work with the Moors under this group, or the Moors under that group. We want to kill each other. Come on, man, we got to make this make sense. We want the world. We want others to come into the Moorish Science Temple of America. But everything we're doing on here is backbiting. It's belittling the other who don't think like you or who don't move like you. That's not the Moorish Science Temple of America, Divine and National Movement. You've been tricked. Wake up, you sleepy-headed Moors. Let's change the vibrations. If you're not here to change the vibrations, get the hell out the way. Hell is not a cuss word, nor am I upset. But sometimes it takes words like that to let people see that you're being real. Al-Haq. We got work to do. All those that you call Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, they're supposed to be in the temple. Your grandma's supposed to be in the temple. Your uncle's supposed to be in the temple. That Crip, that Blood, that GD, that Stone, that Latin King, that brother in the Nation Islam, that brother that's a Hebrew Israelite, that sister that's a Hebrew Israelite, that sister that's in the Nation Islam, they all supposed to come over here and get their nationality cards. Then we work with them and we build with them. If y'all not on here doing that, man, y'all need to stand down. With that, we come in love and we leave in peace. I love y'all. But do you love you? Do you love you? And if you love you, do better. What is Islam? Remember, it is a very simple faith. It requires man to recognize his duty toward his God, Allah, the Creator, and his fellow creatures. Do that. Work on that first. Then walk into. It teaches the supreme duty of living at peace with one's surrounding. Try that. One step at a time. But we got to get away from the arguments, the fake beef. Brothers and sisters are on social media arguing like they making money for this. Ready to kill each other, calling each other's agents, calling each other's gay, homo. Man, come on, let's stop this. That's not the Moorish Science Temple of America. Don't you pray Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice? Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Well, those Moors pray the same thing. You're hating yourself. Don't you read the divine constitution and the bylaws? Well, those Moors read the same thing. You're hating yourself. And I'm speaking in general to all. Oneness. Let's wake up. We say we believe in the one Allah. We also understand the Spirit is one. We got to get away from this, brothers and sisters. If you don't understand how government works, don't speak out of turn. Sit back and take lessons. And I say that because I had a brother say, well, if you're not supporting RV Bay publication, you're not supporting Taj. And that's not true. Y'all don't know Taj. And I'm saying this because a lot of people come at me because I don't have to use RV Bay publications. Praise Allah. I use what they use. I looked at the supreme law and I used the words of Noble Drew Ali. What else do I need? And if you listen to Brother Taj, he said, brother, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Period. Cujo and them doing the best that they can. I can remember Cujo saving a family from losing their children. And people made ridicule of the brother. He put his own money up. The temple don't give you money to go help nobody do anything. Because the Moors hold their money in their pocket. Then they want to talk about the temple should do this, the temple should do that, the temple should do this, the temple should do that. No, what are you doing to help the temple? Quit telling me what the temple's supposed to be doing. What are you doing? The temple is holy. It is perfect. This is the place for all wisdom, all knowledge, all truth. We're learning the ways of our ancient forefathers. But we got to come away from this so-called fake beef. If the Holy Quran that we read and we get our authority from, it teaches us what? The final abode is what? For man. It's the house of peace, where no vain word or sinful disclosure will be heard. So stop doing it. Stop partaking in it. Don't argue with Arnel Bay, argue with the words of Noble Drew Ali. Let's understand government. Noble Drew Ali said in your questionnaire over 4 times, and I get this from Brother Kenyu Umar Bey many years ago. He mentioned nation. Now you got Moors telling us that we're not a nation. We're just a religious organization. But Prophet Noble Drew Ali said different. He also said different in historic message to America. But what are you guys going to do to help the Moorish Science Temple America Divine and National Movement? I love watching the videos while I'm out bike riding, while I'm exercising, while I'm out fighting. But I don't like the videos when I'm just seeing Moors back and forth. Again, I can remember Rami and Cujo. Man, I don't send people to y'all websites, to y'all shows. Now y'all tearing each other down. I'm not for that. I don't stand with that. Whatever beef y'all got, go deal with it. Just like when I go from city to city, town to town, I go meet those who say they got beef with me. Because I don't beef with nobody. If I'm not beefing with people out here in the business society, what in the heck I look like beefing with some group of Moors because they say they with the Prophet Noble Drew Ali? That's crazy. Or they under Braswell Bay, so they ain't my family. That's crazy. Or they under Jones Bay, so they ain't my family. That's crazy. You don't understand government. You don't understand what Noble Drew Ali said in the county and Cook. And I do. I have my religion. My religion is Islam. You notice Prophet Noble Drew Ali only spoke about Islamism one time in your questionnaire. One time in your questionnaire. I am one, before I knew Noble Drew Ali, who said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Muhammadan Rasulullah, and I still stand on that. I still make my salats, and that don't make me an Arab. It come from my ancient forefathers. Never forget that. It's a degree that the Masons try to practice, or the Shriners. They try to tap into our ancient forefathers' ways. And they're not arguing with each other on social media. They argue, but they don't argue on social media. They push the pen on each other. They write each other up. So Moors, let us become more diplomatic in how we approach one another. Please. I hear all these brothers speaking all these great words, articulating their words real great, but the way your actions show you as a nigger. It show you as a coon. It shows you as a black person. It don't show you being upright. In the Moorish Science Temple America, we are here looking for brothers and sisters who are ready to do missionary work throughout the lands, where we can set up and start growing food, where we can open up our own clinics throughout the states, our own little small restaurants throughout the states, our own little co-op of a store with all of your products in there, the books that you write, the things that you invent. Like we have toilet paper. We got household cleaning items. We need a store for that. We got other Moors who got clothing. We got other Moors who got, different items that sisters can use. We need a store for that. We got brothers and sisters who got healing items. We need a store for that. And that's how we're moving over here in home office under home rule, under Prophet Noble Drew Ali. No division. No back and forth. No scamming the people. No beating the people. A brother said, well, why I got to give up $27.50? Because with us, everything we do, we file in the county of Cook under Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Now you look up how much it'll cost you if you go in there and try to file one document. $27.50 is not the fee. Take it up, son. But every member that's with us are directly members under our authority, under our founder, which is Noble Drew Ali. That's what we represent when you hear us say home office under home rule. We don't get our power and authority from the county. We don't get our power and authority from the state. We tapped into what our prophet set up under the 10-10-5905 by following the instructions that the prophet left for us, or the adab who left it on the back of your questionnaire. It tell you to see the Hers revised statute. That's what we did. We studied it. And we had to see where we, as the Moorish Science Temple America, Divine and National Movement, were going wrong at. And we figured it out. Now we need different brothers and sisters to help us run these different departments. We need missionaries throughout the states. So when something happened and they shut us down, our missionaries still have movement. Why? Because they're qualified. They got certain certificates that give them movement when they start shutting down the cities or the towns, the states. Because they're shutting down again, Moors. Are you ready? While you on Facebook arguing, have you went out and started getting food? Do you have any generators? What are you doing for you and your family? Before October or by October, they're going to shut us down again. And which I think the shutdown is about. This is all planned. The currency is going to change eventually, right? Your internet is going to change. Everything's going to change. Will you change? Will you respect your brothers and your sisters? Think about the work we can be doing right now instead of arguing and fighting. The time for arguing and fighting is out, Moors. It's been out. Noble Drew Ali declared that out. We all don't get along. We all won't be buddy. But we should be able to work together to restrain and refrain from certain things that'll keep us getting this work done. Islam, Moors, if you're going to be out front speaking about Noble Drew Ali, he asked this of you. Every temple and head is to function. So if you're going to be teaching, just listen to me. Don't argue with me, argue with Noble Drew Ali. Every temple and head is to function by words and deeds and actions, imitating the Prophet, especially when teaching a group of Moors and any group of Moors. These are the general laws. The supreme laws will be handed to you tomorrow night. The Supreme Council will be chosen tomorrow, consisting of 7, tried and true, accepted by you according to your words, works, and deeds. Let's be on that vibration. Let's do that, Moors. The heads of all temples are forced to refrain from all wrath words, profanity in the mildest form in front of his members. They must live a life of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and refrain from all alcoholic liquors or any other things that will terminate to destroy peace or any other of the divine principles. The heads are not to charge for membership or to overcharge for cards, buttons, or anything issued by the Prophet. To be a real Moorish leader, you must study the Quran with a K and the divine constitution that's handed to you by I, the Prophet. We need more videos on these degrees. Not all these videos where we arguing with each other, where we calling this one dirty, where we trying to put this one on blast. Every time you put one another on blast, we put Noble Drew Ali out there as well. We put the Moorish Temple of America out there as well. We put the righteous brothers and sisters who are working with us out there as well. So let's imitate Noble Drew Ali while we're teaching on here. Because he said, you are to imitate me in speech and teaching in any said temple or teaching any group of Moors. He didn't just say in the Moorish Temple of America. You must forever live a life of love at home, and it must be known by the members. It's Noble Drew Ali speaking. Quit all that cussing, man. Y'all sound like some uneducated fools. Every time I hear brothers start using profanity and cussing and doing all that, I might have somebody baby right there listen to you. Now I got to tell them, man, I got to turn it off. Because they're cussing. That's a different spirit. That's not the spirit of holiness. You don't need that spirit. If so, Islam, let's imitate what Noble Drew Ali set up. He was divinely prepared by Allah, not you and not me. This is not no social organization. It is a divine national movement. He further said, by being born here does not make you a citizen. He said, look what I have on. This was handed to me. This was handed down to me by the government, and it represents the royal prince. I am one who works in home office. That upside down R, we are the vanguards for that's in the county and Cook. This is why they don't like Brother Arnell Bay. This is why they was supporting the hate, the videos. Speak against that more. Call that more dirty. They don't like that I can go sit with Taj. They don't like that I can go sit with the Moorish Science Temple America Inc. They don't like that I can go sit with Pray for the Ill. They don't like I can go sit with Brother Jackson Bay. You know why? Because I was taught by Brother Khan, Bay, Sadi Ill, all them. You go sit with them. Y'all like the Red Book. The Red Book didn't even come from Prophet Noble Drew Ali. But let me share this with you. In the Red Book, it speaks about 7 leaders. And we always got 7. Okay, now. We always got 7 right here with us. 7 elders. And in our lineage over here, I became one when Khan Bey passed the forum. One of the youngest. Okay? I don't boast and brag. I don't toot my own horn. Asir Dukatiri, he got the records. I think my wife got the records. My brothers and sisters that was from New York and Charlotte, they have the records as well. See, y'all don't hear me speaking on that because that's pertaining to the Moorish Science Temple Mecca. That's pertaining to our government. That's pertaining to our way of life. I don't throw it around like that. But I do represent home office of Noble Drew Ali and our authority. And this is not a gang. This is not a social club. This is not a criminal organization. It is the Moorish Science Temple Mega Divine and National Movement. Respect it. Carry it like that. Follow Noble Drew Ali and you shall be made happy. Follow Noble Drew Ali and you shall be made happy. Quit following your man, so your man's sending you off. Prophet Noble Drew Ali was present and said this: you stop trying to figure out your own salvation. Follow me. And you can say one thing, Moors, you have made a start for the kingdom. So anytime you hear kingdom, that's nation building. For the kingdom. Don't listen to these Moors talking about Noble Drew Ali just set up a religious organization. Nah, Moors, they don't know what they're talking about. Kingdom. I want you to see it. I want you to see it. Yeah, he said it. And he says, if you want success, you must follow the prophet. Husbands, take care of your wives and families. Wives, keep your homes and children clean. His talk was wonderful. Governor Millie Eel, Temple Number 1, Chicago, Illinois. There is just one way for the Asiatics. One religion, Islamism. One God, Allah. And one destiny. That's why I don't have time to be arguing with no Moors. They do the best that they can do in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And we're going to do the best that we do in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice in the name of Allah. But arguing and fighting is not going to make it happen. I can remember being a young seed. I'd never seen Freeman Hill go around Moors where they were arguing. I never seen Sister Christine Price Bay get caught up with Moors who were arguing. She stayed away from that stuff. She stayed away from Moors who did that. She didn't even go around them. My spiritual father, Brother C. Warner Bay, he taught us, he went Grand Sheik and Divine Minister, Temple Number 57, who comes from Temple Number 9. He always taught us, Moors, keep Allah and Noble Drew Ali out front. So that's what I'm here to do. I don't have time to argue with no Moors, and I don't like seeing Moors arguing and fighting, because that's not the way of Noble Drew Ali, and that's not true Islam. That's not Islamism. That's the Negro syndrome. It's the Negro syndrome. Check this out. And remember this. I'm glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There's a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claimed that I was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials, see, people know that Noble Drew Ali was real and exact, and people are trying to take away from Noble Drew Ali in many forms and fashions. Be careful. And the nations of the earth, that this is the only sole foundation Listen, whether you be Nation Islam, Moorish Science Temple America, Moorish Science Temple Clock of Destiny, whatever you might be, listen to what he shares with us, that this is the only soul foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens. That's my concern, Moors. Nation Islam, Hebrew Israelites, Washitars, Great Seals, all of us. The group of Moors that's with Rami, the group of Moors with the Canaanland Moors, all of us, the group of Moors with Taj, the group of Moors with Sabir, is groups of Moors. Let's work and come away from all this division, man. Look, we got land, and we want to link in with you so we can start growing on your land. I'm going to pay you to grow on your land. I'm going to pay you to grow on your land. Give us a call, 1-877-808-2477, extension 103. We talking about mass production and growing. And it'd be beautiful if you're a member of the Moorish Science Temple America. You don't have to be under the leadership of our home office. We don't teach that. But see, a lot of Moors, if you ain't with their group, you can't do nothing with their group. The Prophet Noble Ali said, this is why I'm calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. He needs finance. So every time you say the Moors need this, or the Moors should have this, and the Moors should have that, think about your warning, the Prophet Noble Ali. When they give it up, we'll have it, and we can do some things. With that, I want to get out of here, Moors. I just wanted to share that. We got to come away from the arguing. We got to do better than that. Because one day, what I see is people who rise with me. Then it's people who rise with somebody else. When we start getting these street disciples, see, I deal with a lot of street disciples, whether it be Crips, Bloods, GD, whatever street organization they might come from, or Greek, and Masons. I deal with all my people. And they might see you do a video on Brother Ardnell Bay, be like, man, let's go pull up on that particular one. We don't need that. That's agent stuff right there. That's CIA type stuff right there. See what I'm saying? We need exactly what Noble Drew Ali said that we need. We need leaders, and we need those who got finance, and finance isn't just money. To be able to give that finance, give up that land, give up that property to the Moorish Science Temple America. You become the custodian, and let's make something happen in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. But please, brothers and sisters, let's come away from dissing the temple. Let's come away from arguing with one another. Y'all inbox each other. Do a conference call or something, and don't record it. I love y'all, man. I want to see the Moorish Science Temple America great. This is the only thing I have. It's the only thing I have. I have Allah, the Prophet, my wife, see what I'm saying? My family, my brothers, my sisters, my mother, my father. And they love the Moorish Science Temple America. But they don't love the Negro side of it. The arguing, the fighting. You got GDs and Crips and Bloods can respect each other better than the so-called Moorish American Muslims. Wake up, you sleepy-headed Moors. Let me say that again. You got street disciples who are still considered as Negro-colored and black with better respect and love than you see amongst the members of the Moorish Science Temple America Divine National Movement. Let's stop this, man. With that, I'm out of here. I love y'all. Let's do better. Allah is the God. Noble Drew Ali is the angel. Allah is the God. Noble Drew Ali is the angel. He is an angel who was sent to us by Allah. That term prophet, that was just a way in the door, a Sufi way. You got to study that and get it. But when you hear angel, he was raising up other angels. See, this ain't for everybody. You might be an angel of evil. You might not be an angel for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. If you want to argue with your brothers and you want to call each other names and you want to, put one down, you might not be for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You might be of hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms. Noble Drali made a call for angels in human flesh. Are you that? So can't no Sunni argue with us. He's bigger than the Nabi. He's an angel. So don't try to bring Prophet Muhammad versus Noble Drali. Noble Drali said that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was his leader. He's an angel. Angels follow Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. With that, I went somewhere else. That's why I said he's not dead, Morris. I don't care what that birth certificate, that death certificate say. Noble Drali veiled the form. He gave you a whole play before he left. Morris, wake up. Where they handcuffed him, he was able to get up out of that demonstration. Wake up. I truly believe he went to India or Cuba or somewhere like that, and he just took it easy. Somewhere in South America. Before you had a Tupac or any of this stuff, Noble Drali had already did it. With that, peace and love. Nipsey, any of them. Let's do better, Moors. Islam, I love our angel that Allah sent us. Praise Allah. Peace.